Pakistan has agreed to a flag meeting in the Chakandabad in Poonch sector tomorrow. Our sources are telling us the meeting is scheduled to take place at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Remember, this comes in the backdrop of India's request for a flag meet at the brigade level. India's main attempt is to diffuse tension at the line of control. Well, let's get in our editor, Strategic Affairs, Gaurav Sawant, for more information on the story. Gaurav, what exactly does this mean? Pakistan coming forward and finally accepting India's request after coming out and not really acknowledging the problem that has been existing for such a long time.
That's right, Nida. With this flag meeting that's expected to take place at 1300 hours tomorrow, 1 p.m., tensions will be brought down. There will be an effort that will be made to bring the tensions down, because despite all that is being spoken at different levels, whether at the levels of the armies or diplomatically, the line of control continues to see firing. There was firing even last night, though briefly, in the Poonch sector. So when the two brigade commanders meet tomorrow, they will try and bring down tempers. They'll try to, talk to each other and try and understand why this problem arose and how tempers and tensions can be brought down. This flag meeting is a very important thing. It's essential, a contact between military to military at the level of commanders on ground to bring down the tensions and bring down the tempers. They'll try and understand each other's point of view and perhaps reflect on mechanisms if some need to be put in place to avoid a future flare-up. So this is happening at one level. There is also, the two DGMOs have already spoken, and also at the diplomatic level, India and Pakistan are in touch. So effort from both sides to bring tension and tempers down.
Gaurav, but also, given what we've seen of Pakistan for years on end, how much hope can we pin on this meeting for Pakistan actually to come forward and do anything concrete? I don't mean to strike a pessimistic note, but what really are we expecting from Pakistan?
This is a significant meeting only up to, at the lowest level, at the level of the brigade. The Indian brigade on our side and the Pakistani brigade on the other, where India will pick up this issue of the beheading of the Indian soldier of the Rajputana Rifles Regiment, and also unprovoked Pakistani firing and Indian retaliation. The incident that took place, as India says, this was a retaliatory attack for Indian firing, which again was in retaliation in the North Kashmir in Uri sector. So this was a Pakistani response. It was unfortunate. It was uncalled for. India perhaps will also tell them that, next time something like this happens, the response could be far more severe. But at the level of the brigade commanders, it's a very local development. To bring tempers down, there's more interaction at the level of the two DGMOs and also at the diplomatic level. So, but these are various mechanisms, confidence building measures that are in place, as a pressure release. So there would be some talk, but to bring tensions down along the 740-kilometer long line of control, these meetings would have to be at a much higher level, and more than that, as you rightly pointed out, Pakistan army would have to reform itself. Sadly, that doesn't seem to be happening.
All right, so it's just one small step coming forward as far as this entire issue is concerned. Gaurav Sawant, Editor, Strategic Affairs, many thanks for having joined us on this story. Speaking about India and Pakistan, well, our troops last night and Pakistan's troops traded heavy gunfire along the LOC in Poonch sector, a point that even Gaurav was mentioning to us. Now, this comes after Pakistan troops had come out, violated the ceasefire. The firing was triggered by fresh aggression by Pakistan troops who were trying to help the movement of a group of suspected infiltrators. The security personnel manning the LOC detected a group of 6 to 7 infiltrators who were trying to sneak in under the cover of Pakistani firing. The infiltration bid took place opposite the Krishna Gati subsector in the Poonch sector. There were no casualties on the Indian side after the exchange of fire. After about half an hour exchange of fire, the suspected infiltrators disappeared from the scene. It is suspected that either a group of militants or the border action team could have been undertaking movement close to the LOC. Let's get in more on the story. Shujal Haq with the details. Shudra, it seems, even as we're talking about this flag meeting that is expected to get underway tomorrow, a small step really in coming down and trying to flay the tempers that we have been seeing. What exactly was happening last night as far as this entire firing along the LOC sector is concerned?
Well, Nida, last night's firing incident was reported from Krishna Ghati sector. we were told by our sources that the Indian Army posts detected some movement from across the line of control, very nearby to the line of control there, and that's when they start. Then that's when the firing started. We have no exact information whether these were infiltrators who wanted to cross over to the line of control, or it was yet another squad of border action team. But yes, this part is confirmed that very heavy gunfire did take place. Immediately, these people were the movement of these people was detected. We also told that the Pakistani side also reacted to the firing. So the area saw a lot of gunfire till late last night. But what has happened today is a little significant step that the Pakistan has finally given a signal through the hotline of Punch Transit that it has agreed for a flag meet, which is likely to happen anytime tomorrow afternoon, wherein most likely India will flag its own issues, particularly related to the ceasefire violations and in the wake of the killings of 2 Jawans, which had just happened recently.
Shujal Haq, many thanks for having joined us with those details on the story right now. Well, let's also talk to you about this. 3 attacks in 30 hours in Jammu and Kashmir. Militants first gunned down a Sarpanch in Sopore on Friday. On Saturday, a village elder was shot dead in Pulwama, and now again, a woman Sarpanch has been shot at, critically injuring her in Sopore. Militants belonging to the Lashkar-e-Taiba and the Jaish-e-Mohammed are striking at will. The woman Sarpanch is affiliated with the Congress. After the election in 2011, thousands of panchs and sarpanches have been demanding security cover in the wake of killings of 3 of them in Baramulla. Well, let's get in PDP spokesperson Naeem Akhtar, who's on the phone line with us. Sir, how disturbed are you? We're talking about 3 attacks within the last 30 hours and Umar Abdullah's government is still doing nothing concrete about it.
We are extremely disturbed. The security situation in Jammu and Kashmir, both on the external front and the internal front, has suddenly deteriorated. But internally, it has been going from bad to worse for the last 2-3 years. Unfortunately, nobody has been trying to look at this situation. This is the 6th Sarpanch that was attacked yesterday. And the government has been always saying, including the Chief Minister, that these are the result of local rivalries. If it is so, the government investigation has not been revealed so far to tell the people that it actually is not a militant attack. And the Chief Minister had time and again said that depending on the threat perception in some of the areas, he would post even these personal security officers, but that has not been done. But beyond that, I think the National Conference is further muddying the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. If you have, I don't know whether your channel reported it or not.
What, sir?
The General Secretary of the National Conference, Sheikh Nazir Ahmad, only last week told his workers, which was reported widely in the local papers, that India should hold plebiscite in Jammu and Kashmir. What is this trying to convey? They are further creating confusion, and there is no straight path for this government to follow. That
apart, sir, that's one big issue, obviously, that you're trying to address. But what we're seeing happening in Jammu and Kashmir, with how disturbed the civilian population really is, and the points that you're raising, all right, Umar Abdullah is in the government, he's doing whatever he can, little or maybe big. As the opposition, what is it that you are doing to ensure that people at least feel safe being a part of the state?
These panchayat members have been made completely irrelevant because they have not been empowered. They have not been given their powers. So the people who elected them with lots of hopes are feeling let down. And the security that would essentially come to them from the society, from the people who elected them, is not there. So basic security would come from the society, which they have let down. So unless they empower them and they become relevant, they become part of the society, I don't think any security setup is going to work. Unfortunately, they have only misused them. They have used these sarpanchs and sarpanchs as monkeys and they have been carrying them as their audience to Umar Abdullah's jalsas and public meetings, ministers' public meetings. They have been they use them only for these elections to the state council, and that's all.